My friend Naya. She is next. I'm kind of scared because she always tries to trip me up. I know you said you didn't try to trip me up, but I'm still nervous anyway. Okay, first question. Which character which character is the most like you, and in what ways? The most like me? I don't know. um she's probably asking me this because we've discovered that characters in some of my other stories are actually like me and I didn't realize that. um and most of my characters have pieces of myself in them. I think it's natural to do that, but let's see. I'm going to think about this real quick and come right back. Okay. I don't think any one character in this story is noticeably like me. But I think what I'm going to do is just go around the neighborhood and just pick out things like similarities, habits, or whatever that the characters do share with me. So I hope that's okay to do. All right. So Mary and Eliza and Susie, they all share I'm not going to say a habit. It's not a habit. Like, what do you call it when you do stuff and you don't really realize it? Not a tick, like I don't know. Anyway, they all clear their throats a lot. And I do too. They do it more than I do. They clear their throats for emphasis, like when they're about to say something, indelicate, or they need to say something serious, or they're trying to like gird up their courage, I need to speak with you, Yeah, it's more something with their personality that they do, but I do, clear my throat quite a lot. So yeah, that's something that they share with me. I did that on purpose. I mean, not because I do it. It's just that that's the way I see them. Like that's something I see that they do. That's just them, So let's see. What else about Mary? I'm not like Mary much at all. I guess okay. The only thing I can relate with Mary on, and I didn't do this on purpose, is actually something I realized much later. But I know what it's like to keep and live with a major secret. Not necessarily a secret, but something that you don't want people to know, or someone else doesn't want you talking to people about. That's really more what it's like for me. Yeah, that's a really hard thing to do, and it's very emotionally taxing. And you know how Mary smiles all the time. That's something you really have to do when you're trying to keep something on the inside that you don't want other people to see. So that's one thing I share with Mary. I'm not like John at all. I don't think there's anything about John that I can be like, yeah, I feel you on that, bro. Just no. Even the littlest things. Mm-mm. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. think Phoenix and I have similar humor styles. I mean, clearly, like, I'm not a comedic writer, and I almost hated myself for deciding to write that chapter that had her whole routine. It's like, oh, I don't do comedy. Like, how am I supposed to do this? So, clearly that had to come from me. But if I were to become a comedian, I could imagine my style being more similar to hers. Very sarcastic, a little bit clever. Let's even go back to the Townie household. So India, she, in the beginning of that story, she was just looking for a place to belong. Because, she didn't feel like she belonged anywhere, and her life was just not how she wanted it to come out. And yeah, there's been times in my life when, I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, and was trying to find a place. I mean, not actively like her, because I'm just so introverted and so inside myself all the time. It's rare that I'm going to actively, go out and try and find my people. My people usually find me. But yeah, so her and her son were similar in that way. Lester, he was never confident about his appearance. He thought he was a hot mess. And he kind of was, but the game didn't do him right at all, man. They just messed him all the way up. But yeah, there was a time in my life when, I wasn't very confident about my appearance, and, thought I was a hot mess. Eliza is a perfectionist, clearly. And she tends to get hung up on the rules and what's right. And I am definitely a perfectionist. Always have been, always will be. I don't get hung up on the rules like she does, because, I mean, she gets hung up on the rules to her detriment. But I am concerned with what's right. I want everything to be done right. And, not right because, of the perfectionism, but just right because it's right, Actually, okay, I'm going to take back what I said originally. Bob is probably the most like me. Bob is very soft-spoken, but he does have a lot to say, even though he doesn't say it. And, Bob's real chill, people see him one way, but, he has a lot going on underneath the surface. That's definitely a lot like me. Yeah. I'm going to say me and Bob are the most alike. So, okay, I'm going to stop going through the list of the neighborhood right now and get back to the rest of your question.